Hello, everyone. Hi. Good evening to you. We have Alicia. Sorry, everything's smaller. We have Alicia. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. There we go. Michelle, hello. Minnesota Mama Bear, hi. Gil, hello. Lippy, you made it live. Oh, that's so great. So happy to have you here. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I think everybody else is out celebrating, probably having a Valentine's dinner with their honey. So, Lippy, sorry I missed your live on Friday. I was taking care of my dad, so it's been quite a few weekends lately that I've been doing that. So I miss everybody's things Friday night and Saturday. But anyway, good to see you. Very, very good to see you. So I gotta turn off my phone. There we go. How's the sound in the picture? Is it any better than it used to be? Am I too loud? Because I have yes, family first, absolutely. Because I have a different computer here. So awesome. Thank you, Gil. Debbie, good evening to you. Oh, okay. We'll see you in a bit, Lippy. So, that's good. Yeah, my other one was you can hear me tonight. Have you had trouble hearing me, Mama Bear, Minnesota Mama Bear? So, but yeah, so I'm starting to switch things over from my old one to the new one. So it takes a long time, all my programs and files and everything. So I know I could bring it to Best Buy and have them do it, but I really can't be without my computer for a few days, and I live an hour and a half away. So it's like not an easy thing to just I'll just run by there and drop it off, you know? So, thanks, Alicia. I hope not too loud. Kiri, good evening to you. I know this is your chore time and your feeding time, so that I understand. Sounds like with new phone. Oh, yay! Well, I don't even have my external mic on, so this is just my laptop mic, and hopefully the camera picture is better too. So we shall see. Oh, good, just right. Yay! I can see a little. Okay. Probably it's been there for a while and I haven't even noticed like the little meter for the sound and everything. It's in the green. It's all good. So how has everybody's week been? Your, kind of our greetings and hellos and everything while everybody comes in. What have you been up to? How was your weather? Any storms? We've just been kind of up and down. I mean, from like close to 40 degrees down to, 25 below. I mean, it's just been like swinging up and down, back and forth. It's like a seesaw. Yeah. Like you're on a merry-go-round, you're up and down, going around. And yeah, it's been kind of crazy. Had a little bit of snow last night. I mean, enough that I had to shovel. And I'm not even sure. I think we're in the teens, something like that at this point. Debbie Carmi, hello. How are you? Somebody want to grab that one? Do you know what? I still can't see you guys, even with my new computer. Yeah, I just see your wrenches, but I don't see any highlighting. Interesting. So thank you, Alicia. Interesting. So I wonder if there's something in the settings in the studio on the back end that I need to do. So I'll just have to try to make my way through it. Oh, Interesting, Gil. Let me check you out here. There you go. Yeah, if anybody else had been, I think everybody else is good, I think. So, Patty, hello. How are you down in the south there? I know you don't have snow like we do, and I know you don't have cold temperatures like we do, but I imagine that you are probably planting things already. I bet you are. So, oh, Debbie, I'm so glad that you can make it here. I totally understand. I've been doing a lot more care for my dad too. So it's definitely keeps you busy. Hey, Caitlin, how are you? Got a fun name there. Absolutely. So, but we do have a bit of a warm up in sight, it seems. At least we're going to be, I mean, not above freezing, but like teens and 20s. So I don't see any super cold in the forecast, so which is great, which is wonderful. I'm going to just start out with, so we're almost 10 after. I'm just going to talk about our garden tip. Oh, before I get to there, I want to find out, how are you guys doing getting seeds? Are you having any trouble getting the seeds that you need, or are you, how are things going with that? I mean, I'm pretty much set for what I need here because I've gotten a lot last year too, and then through the year, but just want to see, it's like kind of get a feel for what things are doing around the country. You're going to plant peas today? Oh, no. You're going to have flu in the house now. Oh, I'm so sorry, Patty. I hope she recovers quickly. I really do. I want to plant a lot of peas this year. And so, in fact, I got a number of, did I put those away? I think I already put them away. I think. I still have, this room is still chaos from after Christmas. So, but let me see. Let me see here. Oh, maybe these are the ones. Oh, that's so great, Mama Bear. I'm so glad. Yeah, I got this other one from Emma Gardner, but I'm really kind of excited about these. Look at the lettuce. Aren't those beautiful? I don't know if I showed you guys these or not before, but I think they're just gorgeous. And oh yeah, here's all my peas. I've got 2. I thought I got more peas. Oh yeah, 3 here. One that's kind of cute actually for the peas. It's so I already have, I think, 2 different kinds of peas from last year that are, older things, and I know they'll still germinate and everything. But so I got these, the Lillians, whatever is it? Caseload. I can't read backwards underneath here. And then these are going to be fun. They're King Tut purples. I'll be able to see those pods so easily. Aren't those fun? So these are Baker Creek. And then the other one that's going to be so fun, it's going to be so great, is that these are Tom Thumb peas. They still make a decent pod, but you don't need to stake them because they only get, I think they said 8 to 10 inches tall or something like that. It's not in the back here, but they don't get very tall. So I can tuck them in around all kinds of other plants in my garden. If I have a little space there for anything, I can just plant a couple little plants there. I could even do in containers too. So for anybody who is in an apartment, or you're relying on, just a windowsill or something to be planting, these would be great because then you don't have to stake them. The others will get up to 3 feet tall, but aren't these just so cute? I just think they're so great. And they still get to be doesn't say anything about how many peas. Their catalog has it in there. That's one thing. Catalog has certain information, and then their packets have certain information, all of which you need to know. But it's like it never comes together. So it's like I have to take this and then go back to the catalog and look, or go online and look, or something. So, oh, Lippy, I'm so sorry. Prayers for all of you. Do I eat fresh or canned? Actually, the peas, I probably will eat some fresh, but I tend to, things like this, I'll just preserve and put away, but I freeze my peas. I'll blanch them and freeze them. It's the way I like them the best. I do have some canned in my pantry and stuff, but these, I love to can or freeze them in like a 1 cup bag or something, because then I can take them and throw them into a stir fry, or I've been really getting into making homemade chicken fried rice, which is so good. So I can just take a little packet of peas and throw them in there. So I've already emptied my freezer out of all the peas I had. So I want to grow a lot more this year because my cooking is changing, and it's like as I learn different things, I can produce those. But it's really easy to do that. Just blanch them. And I use a steamer basket blanching. I steam blanch them so that they're not losing like a lot of the good of those. I don't want to boil them or anything, so I steam them. And just when they turn from their garden green to a bright green, that's when you take them out and cool them off, run them under cold water, and then I just bag them up in the freezer in 1 cup sections. So works really, really good. Hey, Ricky. Hello. Thanks for coming. Christy Betts. Hi. Who else do we have here? Oh, wow. Lippy. It's just like, yeah, everybody's getting hit with all kinds of other things, aren't they? Grand Rapids lettuce. Oh, nice. Oh, very good. Very, very good. So kind of on that note, so let me put my peas back in here so I don't lose them. But yeah, I was pretty excited to get some more. I have to get them in my box. The other ones I had that I got from Emma Gardner was getting some more onions. Now, there's something I learned last week from them, from Emma Gardner, was that onion seeds are very finicky kind of things. They're very, I don't want to say fragile, but they're ones that every year you grow onions, you should be using new seed. I mean, you can use old seed, but you're going to get a very low germination rate as well as quality onion if you're starting from seed. If you're starting from the sets or the little bulbs, those are what we call second year onions. So, but anyway, so I got of course some Walla Walla seeds and some white bunching onions. I've grown these before. These are good. They grow really well. And then the ruby red. So I have some reds and yellows. Hey, Parker. Hello. Welcome to you. I hope you're doing well. There's another one, Mods. If you could grab that one too. So anyway, there's a lot of videos out there right now about onions, because onions, you need to, if you're starting them from seed, see, when I did them the last couple years, thank you, Gil. when I did them the last couple years, I started them too late from seed, and they were just like little sprouty things, and they took a long time to grow, and once they were out in the garden, they didn't get very big at all, and so I got really discouraged. But something that I learned is that you need to start the seed 12 to 16 weeks before you put them in the garden. Let the bulbs develop more, and then as the leaves or the stems, the leaves are growing, clip them off to about 4 inches so that when you have them inside, and so they can keep growing and forming and everything. Um, Michigan Daffodil, hello. And Carolyn at Homestead Family and Melissa K. Norris were having, they did a video together and then talked a long time about onions. And one thing that Melissa does is that she will take these lettuce containers, just the plastic. Now, I usually recycle mine, but she'll take these, fill them with soil, and then actually start her onion seeds in these, with damp soil, and then close it up. So that keeps it damp, keeps everything going until they sprout and they start coming up, and then you can lift that up and open it and put it, under heat lamps or under lights and stuff like that. You really don't need, a heat lamp or anything like that for the onions, but it helps them grow. So then they're in here, they're in the little container. So right now I have 2 of them, and I think I'm going to try to get a little bit more. I don't know, but these will give me a good start. And so I can grow them. Probably I would want to do them maybe in 3/4 of an inch apart to an inch apart, something like that. And this is a pretty good size one. I would say it's like a 7x8. So I should be able to get like 50 or 60 onions in here, which is a pretty decent amount. I usually put in about 100 sets in my garden or something. So between the 2 of these, actually, I should be able to get some really good starts. You don't have to wait 2 years to harvest, Patty, unless you want seed from them, or you want like the super giant big onions. These will get a nice size, but if you want like super big ones, save some of the smaller ones from your garden that didn't grow that well, and then you can just let those dry and then replant them next year. Or in your case, you could just leave them in your garden. Here, I can't. I'd have to bring them in. But yeah, you could just leave them in your garden, and then the second year is when they could actually end up going to seed too, and collecting seeds from them. But yeah, and so again, if you're, indoors, or you're in an apartment, start them like this, and then and these when they're just before they start sprouting and everything and growing a little bit, you don't even have to have them under grow lights or anything, just not in the dark, just put them on your counter or something. But yeah. All right, Patty, we'll see you in a bit. Sorry, I hope I'm not missing too much here. Yeah, good thing to research. I mean, you can certainly eat your onions from growing them from seed the first year. You'll get a decent harvest, but some people are going for like the super great big monster onions to have. Now, for me, they don't store that well when they get that. If I have something that's a 3 or 4 inch diameter, I'm happy with that, and they can store better here. What do we have here? Your garden tip is to not turn your fenced vegetable garden into a duck jail at the beginning of spring. Oh, Kira, you have such stories that Okay. Well, thank you, Lippy. Appreciate that so much. You take care. Hey, Farmer and Adele, how are you? Good evening. Oh, I love that Minnesota Mama Bear. Yep. No, and I know this is right at supper time, but um, it's there. So anyway, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I am so glad that you're here. You have a few garlic sprouting, some spinach that is growing. Nice. Ah, that's so good. My garden is still under 2 feet of snow at this point. Things are melting a little bit and evaporating, but anyway, so this will be the first thing I start because end of February will be 12 weeks for me till Memorial weekend. So if I start them now, I'll have them 14 weeks, which would be great. And so I'll be kind of excited to get things. I'm learning, even though I've been gardening, 27, 28 years or something, I'm still learning things about the different vegetables and great techniques and different things. And I tell you what, this YouTube community has been fantastic for learning about stuff. And you guys have all contributed, and I am so grateful to you for that. So I feel like I have to sneeze. Shady Hill Homestead, good evening to you. So anyway, yes, salad green containers, start them 12 to 16 weeks before you put them out in the garden, and they'll be great. So true, Christy. Absolutely. And it's kind of like when you've got kind of one vegetable down and you know how to do it and things are going well with it. I mean, there's still, you might get a rogue pest come in and you're going like, how in the world do I figure that out? But anyway, it frees you up to then start learning about another vegetable that you might want to grow, or fruit, so keep going on like that. All right. So I'm going to start with the top 10. Everybody's in my research, everybody's top 10s or 20s or whatever are all different. So I just kind of pulled from different things. And hey, Connie, hello. No worries. Just so glad that you're here. So some of you are familiar with some of these. Some are from just like literature. Great stories that have been written that have stood the test of time. There's certainly a whole lot more out there. Some of these I'm not, they're just there. They're not necessarily my favorites, but anyway, it's out there. But I'm going to start at number 10 and then go up to 1. We're missing Dave tonight and Julie. So they must be out doing sweetheart things, I guess. So anyway, number 10, Be Romeo and Juliet. It's a tragedy, fiction tragedy play written by William Shakespeare. And it's one of his most celebrated works. It's a tale of star-crossed lovers. Okay. It was first written and performed as a play in 1597. Oh, there you are, Dave. Ooh, ribs. Oh, there you go. Oh, Parker, you sitting here smelling sourdough baking. Listen. Oh, nice. Oh, that would be true. That would be awesome. Ribs sound really good. I'm gonna have to add that to my grocery list. So anyway, Romeo and Juliet has been told and interpreted time and time again from Broadway and film. Like West Side Story was actually apparently based on that. To other modern things. So it's a story all lovers can relate to. Romeo and Juliet focuses on the tragedies that accompany the loss of true love. Lovers Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet, two of the most famed clans in literature, come from opposite sides of the Verona tracks. It's in Italy. and their family's disapproval of their love eventually leads to their demise. Now, it's a thing, and the one thing I don't like about it is that they, again, end in suicide, which is like not my thing, and I don't endorse it one bit, but it's Romeo and Juliet, right? Um, so there's even a popular game, The Sims 2. And I'm not a gamer, so I don't know that. So there's a neighborhood in there called Veronaville, in which two characters named Romeo, Monty, and Juliet Cap fall in love. So they're using that. So, hey Tim, hello, how are you? Number 9. Excuse me, number 9. So, you guys, if any of these make your top 10, give like a wave or a hand up or a shout out or something. Say, hey, yeah, that one's on my top 10. Hey, Matt and Sarah, how are you? So we just did number 10, which was Romeo and Juliet. Number 9, Casablanca. That's a love story that was based on a never produced play called Everybody Comes to Rick's. So Casablanca was made famous in 1942 by Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. And it was, so the play script that they had was reshaped into the screenplay, and so it became a movie. Hey, John. Hello, Heirloom Permaculture. So anyway, in the story, American Rick Blaine is the owner of a gambling club called Rick's Cafe American in the Moroccan city of Casablanca. Set during World War II, Rick is a bitter man having been scorned by ex-lover Isla Lund. When she walks back into his life suddenly, now married and with her husband in tow, Rick is forced to come face to face with well-aged heartache. So it's kind of one of those loves that never really was able to come to fruition or something like that. But they did a whole movie on it, and it's been huge. And I've only seen like bits and pieces. I've actually never watched the whole thing. So, but anyway, fun fact with that one is that in 2005, a poll by the American Film Institute said that the famous line, "Here's looking at you, kid," was ranked the 5th most memorable line in cinema history. 6 other lines from that film also made their way into the top 100. So it is a classic. Yes, Tim, it is very much a classic. So a lot of these naughty chickens. Oh, yeah, Dave. It's just, same with like Breakfast at Tiffany's. I know that one's a classic. And actually, what was the It's a Wonderful Life? I just saw it for the first time last year during the time where we couldn't do anything but watch movies, So I'm like, thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. You guys are on it. Somebody doesn't have anything to do tonight. I wonder if Rush is in the middle of a blizzard or something, and they're just John's here. Here's Johnny. Yeah. So, yeah. Frankly, Scarlett, there you go. Hey, Donna, how are you? Seen African Queen with Bogart and Catherine. Oh, okay. See, I don't know if I have or not. I mean, I love classic films. I just haven't had taken the time, I guess you say, to really go and look at them. So, oh, yep. I guess I am popular tonight, huh? One of you guys must have brought them in with you. So, okay, number 8 in our countdown of the top 10, and very, very little known, but Dante and Beatrice. Now, this is not a movie or anything or literature. It's, like I said, there's some that are going to be real life history type of things, but um, it says, rarely has a woman served as such profound inspiration for a writer, and yet Dante barely knew her. The Italian poet Dante Alighieri wrote passionately of Beatrice in the Divine Comedy and other poems, but he only met her twice. The first time he was 9 years old and she was 8. The second time they were adults, and while walking on the street in Florence, Beatrice, an emerald-eyed beauty, turned and greeted Dante before continuing on her way. So she left that much of it. I mean, it was like, bam, love at first sight for him. You know, he was just struck, right? I know. Right, Christy, exactly. John, it was creepy. But so so Beatrice ended up actually dying at the age of 24 in 1290. So we're talking way back in the into the 1200s, without Dante ever seeing her again. Nonetheless, she was the glorious lady of my mind, he wrote, and she is my beatitude, the destroyer of all vices and the queen of virtue. So he was left with that great of an impression. So which is oh, poor guy. I know. It's like, oh, what do they call it? Unrequited love, right? Okay. For all of you just coming in, welcome and happy Valentine's Day to you. I hope you're having a very good day and you'll be able to spend time with your loved ones. So, oh, thank you, John. That's so sweet. I appreciate you stopping in. Enjoy the gym. Be careful there. Don't work out too hard. So, rain is going sideways across me. Oh my goodness, you are getting a storm. Wow. Yes, he was smitten. So, all right, number 7 in our countdown is Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Now, I thought it was like historic type of thing and everything, but that is another tragedy written by Shakespeare. Go figure, in the 1500s. So, they say, brilliant to look upon and to listen to, with the power to subjugate everyone. That was the description of Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt, that she was brilliant to look upon and the power that she had. She was Queen of Egypt. And, you know, it was set in the 30 BC type of thing. So long, long time ago. Yep, John getting buff. Absolutely. So she could have had anything or anyone she wanted, but she fell passionately in love with the Roman general Mark Antony. As Shakespeare depicts it, the relationship was volatile. Yep. But after they risked all in a war on Rome and lost, again, like Romeo and Juliet, they chose to die together. So, anyway, he doesn't really say how he chose his death, but she chose a poisonous asp, a snake, to bite her in her heart, her chest. So it was like, really? You want to go that way? It's like, oh, but there, you know, it's a story of like two not only powerful people but countries and empires coming together and doing that. I mean, pretty massive story in that way. So, you know, you're right, Christy. He liked romance and death. It was like drawing everybody in with the love story and then the tragedy. And I was like, really? Either that or he turned it into a comedy like Midsummer Night Dreams, right? So now we're on to a couple that is real in history and everything else. And I was kind of unaware of all of this too in coming across this. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Now, Dave probably knows about this just because it's up in his territory. Hey, Sean, you're lurking. Got another steak on the grill pretty soon. That looked really amazing last night. Absolutely. So it's John and Abigail Adams. So one of the early presidents of the United States. So John Adams. They had a son named John Quincy Adams, who was also president later on, but John Adams was one of the founding fathers. So John and Abigail met in Weymouth, probably more Massachusetts, Weymouth, Massachusetts, in the house where Abigail was born to a minister and his wife in 1744. She was only 15, while John was 24. Barely 5 feet tall and slim, she had dark brown hair and eyes. John was a country lawyer, already losing his hair at 24, and quite plump. Not necessarily a bad thing in those days, because that usually meant that you had more money, right? Oh, Dave, yeah, see, I knew it. Oh, John accompanied his friend Richard Cranch to the house where Abigail lived with her parents and 2 sisters. They went because Richard had a romantic interest in Abigail's older sister, Mary. John described the visit in his diary as a waste of time. He didn't like Abigail's father, the Reverend William Smith, describing him as a crafty, designing man. He dismissed the 3 girls, was not fond, not frank, and not candid. Nor did Abigail's mother, Elizabeth Quincy, think much of John. So there's where the Quincy name comes from, is the grandmother's maiden name. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's neat, Alicia. Oh, that's fun. Really, Christy? Oh, oh my goodness, that is awesome. So Abigail's mother felt that she didn't think much of John. She thought he lacked manners, but he would soon change his mind about the daughter. So John and Abigail actually got to know each other over the next 3 years as he had legal business in Weymouth. John quickly got over his initial indifference to Abigail. The founding father became downright frisky in his letters to her. For example, during their courtship in 1762, he wrote to Miss Adorable. So that was frisky. Miss Adorable instead of Abigail. Abigail took a more high-minded approach. They followed the custom of the day and adopted pen names for each other. John called himself Lysander, and Abigail was Diana. So, yeah, goodness, frisky. They gave a few examples on the site that I checked, and I was like, I'm not going to read those. Not that they were like, even making you blush in these days, but it was just like, I don't need to do that. So they wed on October 25th, 1764, 5 days before John's 29th birthday. The newlyweds rode off on a single horse together to their new home, a small house and farm in Braintree that John had inherited. So, Dave, how far is Braintree from you? That'd be kind of frisky. I know we don't really have pen pals too much anymore, do we, Christy? It'd be kind of fun to get frisky letters, right? So Abigail was 20 when they wed. She gave birth to 5 children, including America's 5th president, John Quincy Adams, and was John Adams' confidant, political advisor, and first lady. They would be married for 50 years, have, 5 children, witness revolution, war, scandal, diplomatic crises, and the birth of a new nation. They would endure long separations, during which they wrote more than 1,000 letters to each other. Of those letters written between 1762 and 1801, 1,160 survive. That's a suburb of Boston. Oh, cool. The letters that tell us, the letters tell us about their long love affair. So John's involvement in the American Revolution and the creation of the new republic often separated them. So he was also a negotiator in Europe, vice president, and president in New York, Philadelphia, and Washington. But of those letters that they wrote to each other, that offers a window into John and Abigail's mutual devotion and abiding friendship. It was more than revolutionary political ideals that kept them so united. They shared a trust and abiding tenderness. Abigail wrote, "There is a tie more binding than humanity and stronger than friendship. And by this cord I am not ashamed to say that I am bound, nor do I believe that you are wholly free from it." As for John, he wrote, "I want to hear you think or see your thoughts. The conclusion of your letter makes my heart throb more than a cannonade would. You bid me burn your letters, but I must forget you first." In other words, there's no way that he's going to get rid of those. Yes. Braintree is more or less downtown. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of neat. Alrighty. A lot of chat going on. So, okay. So that was number 6. Number 5 is, again, a story. It's The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. So Victor Hugo's story was published in 1831 and set in Paris in 1482, and it centers around Notre Dame Cathedral. In this true love comes from within story, so it's looking at the heart and the character of the person, not what they look like. So gypsy dancer Esmeralda is longed for by Quasimodo, Notre Dame's kind-hearted but deformed bell ringer. Upon order of Archdeacon Frollo, Quasimodo attempts to kidnap Esmeralda, but is caught. So somebody tells him to do that. Standing trial, Quasimodo is humiliated by the public, and his victim Esmeralda has pity on him. Soon after, Esmeralda is blackmailed and sentenced to death for the murder of her crush, Phoebus. On her sentencing day, Esmeralda is saved from death by her dear Quasimodo. But can true love overcome her distaste for his looks? And they have a quote here. So I know nobody writes like that anymore. The romantic quote from The Hunchback is, "Love is like a tree. It grows by itself, roots itself deeply in our being, and continues to flourish over a heart in ruin. The inexplicable fact is that the blinder it is, the more tenacious it is. It is never stronger than when it is completely unreasonable." Which I kind of love that line. Love is never stronger than when it's completely unreasonable. Like, I should not be in love with this person. This is just like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, why do I feel that way? So anyway, fun fact, The Hunchback of Notre Dame has been adapted to the screen numerous times and cast 2 famous Anthonys in the leading Quasimodo role. Anthony Quinn in 1956 and Anthony Hopkins in 1982. So, yeah, deep, yeah, I know. All right, number 4 would be The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. I have seen that one a couple times, which I think is it's it's a love story that goes, he's got Alzheimer's. He does, or she does? She does. And he had, has this notebook that kind of, tells the story of their love and everything, and all of their. Oh, Patty, you have to watch The Notebook. Yes, have a box of Kleenex on hand. Absolutely. Noah and Allie had the perfect whirlwind romance, but when family and expectations got in the way, they were forced apart. As their story is told in both the past and present, their heartbreaking journey to love will surely leave you teary-eyed. So it is a very good one, but it's yeah, just the faithfulness and the love that goes beyond, you know, um, cuts through, dementia and Alzheimer's and all the stuff on there. So, oh, Sarah's laughing. Uh, Matt, are you talking about this whole subject matter tonight? Oh, it's Valentine's Day. It's like you got to talk about love. You missed it. I already talked about onions and peas and everything else and gardening stuff. So you'll have to go back and catch that at the beginning. uh, well, Sarah, how did you ever marry him if he didn't has no romantic bone in his body, right? uh, all right, number 3. The love story in White Christmas between Bob and. Oh, yes, that's a very good one, too. Finian's Rainbow, the love tale between Leprechaun, Og, and the Mute Girl. Gil, you have seen some, too, in Redmore. That's awesome. That's okay, Michigan Daffodil. It's great. Had someone ask you who you was spending Valentine's Day with? That was awkward, but just another day. I know. We gotta have a sappy night once in a while, right? Well, Matt, we'll send you all love notes or something like that. I could put your email in there, and you'll get a flood of happy Valentines and sappy things on your end. So it's like, hey, buy Sarah some flowers, dance with her in the kitchen. It's like, Sarah, we got your back, honey. Yes, White Christmas is great. Okay, number 3, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Oh, Matt. Pride and Prejudice, yes. Actually, Jane Austen made 2 on the list. So, in this 1813 romantic novel by Jane Austen, Charles Bingley is new to town and has leased an estate with his sisters and close friend Fitzwilliam Darcy. Oh, Mr. Darcy. Named a catch by all the single ladies in town by virtue of his good looks and plentiful money, Darcy is also known as a snob. Neighbor Elizabeth Bennet finds herself repulsed by Darcy's ego. The resulting pas de deux between the feisty twosome makes for quite a page-turner. That's a good movie, too. I like the Mr. Darcy. I like the original film set that they did, the series. Um, the one with Keira Knightley, I mean, it was good, but I still don't think it was as good as the other one. But anyway, you have seen that one. So anyway, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I actually have not read it. I've only seen the movies. Number 2, which I think is just amazing. It's Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier of Monaco. So, in the wedding of the century, American film star Grace Kelly left Hollywood behind at the height of her career to wed Prince Rainier and become Princess of Monaco. She was, they had a nickname for her. I think it was the Ice Queen or something like that. Yes, Patty, what a story that was. Absolutely. Yep. Alicia, I know. That's number one, actually. Um, and because so Prince Rainier was immediately taken with Grace, whom he met when she filmed To Catch a Thief in the French Riviera. He courted her through letters for some time before the couple announced their engagement in the Kelly family's Philadelphia home, and they married in 1956. Prince Rainier never remarried after Grace's tragic death in 1982, and she was killed in a car accident, I'm pretty sure. They didn't really show here, but um so anyway, it was a lavish fairy tale wedding between European royalty and American actress, which is kind of a royalty, I guess. Um, so both were seemingly at the top of their worlds before they met. He had stepped up to assume the throne of Monaco in 1949 at the age of 26. Yes, she was beautiful. Um, oh, she ran off a cliff. Um, so he was 26 after his grandfather died, and she had just snagged the Best Actress Academy Award for the 1954 musical drama The Country Girl. But then a chance encounter on a French train spiraled into an introduction between the unlikely couple and eventually led to one of the highest profile romances of a generation. So they were introduced by Olivia de Havilland, who's another actress from Gone with the Wind. So they married in 1956. In addition to her royal duties as Princess Grace, the former actress also became dedicated to raising her three children. Princess Caroline was born in 1957, Prince Albert in 1958, and Princess Stephanie in 1965. She said that people here live each day as it comes, a little bit more. I don't know why it says a little bit more. They just live it each day as it comes, and they aren't in such a hurry and such a rush. She really liked that style of life in Monaco as opposed to California. So while she tried to keep the details of her private life to herself, one thing that was clear was her dedication to her husband. And Prince Rainier died in 2005. But so from the day she decided to marry him, she said, I told the prince that we were not impressed by royalty. We were impressed by the man. Marriage is not a game of musical chairs with us. We play for keeps. And that she did. So, you're that young. Oh, I know. I mean, I was born when her kids were born, so I didn't know any of that either, and heard about it. Well, she died in what, 1982 was it? Um, yeah, 1982. So yeah, I was kind of tied up with other things, living in Louisiana at that point, so I wasn't really familiar with her, but heard about it at that point. So, um, yep. So, and then the number one love story of all time is, because I'm a Christian, it's Jesus and his redemption and salvation. So that is the ultimate love story for me. So if you guys have any love stories that you want to, or what you're, you know, you don't have to go into detail or anything like that, but tell me what your love stories are. You jump in puddles with a grandchild. Oh, that's so sweet. The same age as Princess Stephanie. I'm the same as Prince Albert, actually. So, yeah. So, yeah, time is getting away from us already. Can you believe it's already been? Oh, Titanic. Yes, there you go. Oh, another major one. That wasn't even on the list that I covered. I mean, that I researched. I don't know why, but yeah, the Titanic. That's an epic love story. Um, there's a lot of others too. um, all right, so my prep tip for before I get to there, I'll just say that in the notes below again is all the details and the information for the Fermented February collaboration, and for all of the channels that are participating in it. What you have to do is make sure that if you aren't subscribed to any of those channels and you want to put your name in for a chance to win a fermenting kit, then thanks, Carrie. Hey, Bub. I'm glad you love yourself. That's good. Good. I thank you, Gil. That is 34 years this September. That's awesome. And one of the notes I put in there is like, I hope your greatest love story in your life is your own, and that you've had at least some kind of amazing story to go with that, and that you can remember it with great memories and love and warm feelings and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yes, the Fermented February collaboration. There's a giveaway, so read all the details. So my prep tip for the night. 34 years in June for you. Look at all these years. I love it, you guys. It's so great. Dave, I know you and Monique got a good love story going on there too. So, so when you are able, make sure that you buy an extra of any of your items that you have, whether it's canned goods, personal items like toothpaste, deodorant, all that kind of stuff. And then like other things like furnace filters, the consumables that you need, so that you could be building your supplies and building your pantry. So, if it's like one can of baked beans and it's like, okay, I think I can buy an extra one, or one or two. Not that, you get a cart full of groceries and then you have to double everything in there, just a little bit at a time. And you will find out that it grows incredibly quickly when you do that. And then also make sure that you do the first in, first out rule with all the things that you have. Just train yourself to do that as a matter of habit, and like, okay, I'll use, one can of black olives this week. Well, let me just pick up an extra one and then I'll have it on the shelf, that type of thing. 11 years. Yay. Congratulations. 75 years of, that's so neat. My parents made it to 65 years or 66. I'd have to do the numbers again, but yeah, they made it that far, but until my mom passed away last year. So yeah, train yourself to do it as a matter of habit, then your supplies will grow. So anyway, that's my prep tip. And I hope you guys are doing awesome. My sister actually gave me a bouquet of pink carnations when I was at my dad's this weekend, helping her out. So, and helping to take care of him. So it was kind of fun. So I've got some flowers here and some good things going on. So you guys, yeah, Patty, that's amazing. That is really good. Dave, you definitely do it with food and with other things like hardware, building supplies, filters, light bulbs, even nails. Yep. Very, very good. Yep. Gil, store what you eat what you store. Absolutely. I know. Alicia goes so fast, doesn't it? So, all right, you guys. So awesome to spend the evening with you. Thank you so much for coming on, and um, happy Valentine's Day to you. And just share the love. All right. So thank you. Take care. God bless. Always have hope. And we will see you next week. Good night.